Chapter 35 Animal and Plant Homeostasis and Behavior. Homeostasis. Homeostasis refers to any behavior that allows an allows an organism to maintain its internal balance despite what's going on outside. For example, when it's really hot outside, humans sweat. Sweating is a homeostatic response to heat and allows us to keep body temperatures constant. In animals, homeostasis includes all sorts of responses that maintain body temperature, blood sugar level, and blood oxygen level. Plants contain homeostasis too, which allows them to keep the right balance of water and nutrients. Homeostasis is how animal and plant respond to a change in the environment called stimulus. Homeostasis, behavior that allows a proper internal balance despite changing conditions in the environment. Stimulus, a change in the environment that triggers a response. Plant homeostasis and behavior. Tropism. Tropism is plant growth in response to stimulus. Photosynthetism is growth in response to light. So plant grow toward window as a result. There are many different kinds of tropism. Plant can respond to gravity, roots growing downward and stem growing upward, and touch vines resting onto walls. Tropism. Plant grows in response to stimulus. Transpiration. Transpiration is when a plant releases water vapor into the environment. Transpiration is one way plants control their water balance and temperature. It's also a form of evaporation. Leaves have tiny openings called stomata used for gas exchange. When the stomata are opened, some water escapes and evaporates into the environment. The more frequently the stomata open, the more plant transpires. Desert plant and conifers have shrunken stomata, so less water can escape and they can conserve water. Transpiration also serves as a cooling mechanism, sort of like perspiration, and helps pull nutrient-rich water from the roots of earth to the leaves. Dormancy. Many trees are leafless in the winter because the tree is responding to the cold by entering a state of dormancy, which is a period when the plant growth and activity are stopped. Plants become dormant in order to conserve energy when conditions such as cold and dryness are unfavorable for survival. Plants stop growing, allowing them to live through harsh conditions. In the spring, they send stored energy in their roots back up to the branches so they can grow leaves to start producing sugar again. Dormancy, an inactive state. Animal homeostasis and behavior. Animal behavior. Animal behavior is adapted to the environment, and behaviors are usually in response to stimulus or change in the environment. Behaviors can either be innate or learned. Innate behaviors are behaviors that are genetically programmed in the animal. They don't need to be learned. For example, swimming is an innate behavior of whales. No one needs to teach a whale how to swim. It's been programmed into their DNA over millions of years of evolution. We often refer to this behavior as instinct. Other behaviors are learned. For example, lions learn how to hunt for prey by watching their mothers in action. Temperature control. Animals have all sorts of mechanisms to help them control their body temperature. When animals get hot, the blood vessel dilate, sending blood to the surface of the skin to evaporate some heat. After you exercise, your face gets all red because blood rushes to your skin. Animals use all sorts of behavior and response to ensure their bodies remain at the right temperature. When you run around for a while, you probably start sweating. Sweating is one mechanism that helps control our body temperature. Dogs, on the other hand, cool themselves down by panting. And some don't rely on environment to maintain their body temperature. Some mammals also grow thicker coat of hair for the winter to hold in the heat their bodies are working so hard to produce, but shed their coat of fur in the springtime so they don't overheat. Adaptation to climate. Animals and plants adapt to their local climate. An adaptation is any behavior or structure that allows an organism to survive. Cacti, for example, are adapted to life in the desert by having fresh stems to hold water and a thick, waxy skin to prevent water loss. When it gets cold outside, some animals, such as bear, enter an inactive state called hibernation. When an animal hibernates, the heart rate and breathing rate slow down, and internal temperature drops. During hibernation, an animal finds a den or an underground burrow and enters a deep sleep. When temperatures warm up outside, the animal wakes up and comes back out. Hibernation, a period of inactivity and slowed metabolism in cold water. Estivation is like hibernation for hot weather. Many amphibians go underground and use estivation to survive hot summer months. Estivation, a period of inactivity and slowed metabolism in hot or dry weather. Migration. When it gets cold outside, some animals move to a warmer place. Seasonal movement is called migration. When it gets cold and food runs low, birds migrate to warmer locations, sometimes traveling up to 44,000 miles, 70,000 kilometers, on a zigzagging round trip. Cooperative behavior. Animals sometimes work together in order to accomplish something. For example, bees and ants cooperate to build complex colonies. Some animals, such as gorilla, live in a group with specific social lengths. Mating behavior. Many animal behaviors are meant to attract to a mate. Many birds, for example, have elaborate mating calls and dances. The male birds try really hard to impress the female with colorful feathers and just the right dance moves. Humans aren't the only species that they try hard to get dates.